The employment situation, March 2024. Transmission of material in this news release is embargoed until 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friday, April 5, 2024. Total non-farm payroll employment rose by 303,000 in March, and the unemployment rate changed little at 3.8%, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported today. Job gains occurred in healthcare, government, and construction. This news release presents statistics from 2 monthly surveys. The Household Survey measures labor force status, including unemployment, by demographic characteristics. The Establishment Survey measures non-farm employment, hours, and earnings by industry. For more information about the concepts and statistical methodology used in these 2 surveys, see the technical note. Household Survey data. Both the unemployment rate, at 3.8%, and the number of unemployed people, at 6.4 million, changed little in March. The unemployment rate has been in a narrow range of 3.7% to 3.9% since August 2023. See Table A1. Among the major worker groups, the unemployment rate for blacks, 6.4%, increased in March, while the rates for Asians, 2.5%, and Hispanics, 4.5%, decreased. The jobless rates for adult men, 3.3%, adult women, 3.6%, teenagers, 12.6%, and whites, 3.4%, showed little or no change over the month. See tables A1, A2, and A3. The number of long-term unemployed, those jobless for 27 weeks or more, at 1.2 million, was little changed in March. The long-term unemployed accounted for 19.5% of all unemployed people. See Table A12. Both the labor force participation rate, at 62.7%, and the employment population ratio, at 60.3%, were little changed in March. These measures showed little change over the year. See Table A1. The number of people employed part-time for economic reasons, at 4.3 million, changed little in March. These individuals, who would have preferred full-time employment, were working part-time because their hours had been reduced or they were unable to find full-time jobs. See Table A8. In March, the number of people not in the labor force who currently want a job, at 5.4 million, was little changed. These individuals were not counted as unemployed because they were not actively looking for work during the 4 weeks preceding the survey or were unavailable to take a job. See Table A1. Among those not in the labor force who wanted a job, the number of people marginally attached to the labor force, at 1.6 million, was little changed in March. These individuals wanted and were available for work and had looked for a job sometime in the prior 12 months but had not looked for work in the 4 weeks preceding the survey. The number of discouraged workers, a subset of the marginally attached who believed that no jobs were available for them, was little changed at 337,000 in March. See Summary Table A. Establishment Survey data. Total non-farm payroll employment rose by 303,000 in March, higher than the average monthly gain of 231,000 over the prior 12 months. In March, job gains occurred in healthcare, government, and construction. See Table B1. Healthcare added 72,000 jobs in March, above the average monthly gain of 60,000 over the prior 12 months. In March, job growth continued in ambulatory healthcare services, plus 28,000, hospitals, plus 27,000, and nursing and residential care facilities, plus 18,000. In March, employment in government increased by 71,000, higher than the average monthly gain of 54,000 over the prior 12 months. Over the month, employment increased in local government, plus 49,000, and federal government, plus 9,000. Construction added 39,000 jobs in March, about double the average monthly gain of 19,000 over the prior 12 months. Over the month, employment increased in non-residential specialty trade contractors, plus 16,000. Employment in leisure and hospitality trended up in March, plus 49,000, and has returned to its pre-pandemic February 2020 level. Over the prior 12 months, job growth in the industry had averaged 37,000 per month. Employment in the other services industry continued its upward trend in March, plus 16,000. The industry had added an average of 8,000 jobs per month over the prior 12 months. Employment in other services remains below its FY 2020 level by 40,000, or 0.7%. Employment in social assistance continued to trend up in March, plus 9,000, below the average monthly gain of 22,000 over the prior 12 months. In March, employment was little changed in retail trade, plus 18,000. A job gain in general merchandise retailers, plus 20,000, was partially offset by job losses in building material and garden equipment in supplies dealers, minus 10,000, and in automotive parts, accessories, and tire retailers, minus 3,000. Employment showed little or no change over the month in other major industries, including mining, quarrying, and oil and gas extraction, manufacturing, wholesale trade, transportation and warehousing, information, financial activities, and professional and business services. In March, average hourly earnings for all employees on private non-farm payrolls increased by 12 cents, or 0.3%, to $34.69. Over the past 12 months, average hourly earnings have increased by 4.1%. In March, average hourly earnings of private sector production and non-supervisory employees edged up by 7 cents, or 0.2%, to $29.79. See tables B3 and B8. In March, the average workweek for all employees on private non-farm payrolls edged up by 0.1 hour to 34.4 hours. In manufacturing, the average workweek was unchanged at 40.0 hours, and overtime edged down by 0.1 hour to 2.9 hours in March. The average workweek for production and non-supervisory employees on private non-farm payrolls edged up by 0.1 hour to 33.9 hours. See tables B2 and B7. The change in total non-farm payroll employment for January was revised up by 27,000, from plus 229,000 to plus 256,000, and the change for February was revised down by 5,000, from plus 275,000 to plus 270,000. With these revisions, employment in January and February combined is 22,000 higher than previously reported. Monthly revisions result from additional reports received from businesses and government agencies since the last published estimates and from the recalculation of seasonal factors. The employment situation for April is scheduled to be released on Friday, May 3, 2024, at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.